G'day everyone, it's Andy and welcome to RSL Active's Yoga in the Park. Welcome mate, how are you today?
Pretty good, thanks.
Awesome. So building on what we've done over the last 4 weeks, I've introduced a couple of new postures. And so we're going to be building on those, revisiting them so that we can see where we're at and if we've had any improvement from the last week. And then also in the 45 minutes, maybe go through some other more finer points of the cues that we're going to do with the postures. Okay, so today's session is a 45-minute hatha yoga session. As always, we're going to be taking our time, getting the alignment right for your body, and then also using props as well. If you go into pain, pain's no good. Discomfort's okay, but please remember it's always a choice. So the postures I suggest are only suggestions. You can choose because it's your practice. So I really am grateful for you being able to come and join me and to guide you through this 60 minute yoga session. All right, so without further ado, let's kick off and arrive at the mat. So from here, I'm just going to ask you to take an easy seat where we can feel your sit bones on the ground, and you may choose to use some blocks under your knees for some additional support. And I'm going to ask you to close down your eyes as well, or take a soft gaze. All right, so no particular breathing methods at this particular point in time. All right, I'm just going to ask you to start going internal and do a body scan to see what might need a little bit more TLC today. If you've been working out in the garden in the cooler weather, or if you've been working on the house in the cooler weather, there might be some sore muscles, minor aches and pains, or if you've been in the office just slogging it out as well, there might be some aches and pains. Whatever it is, go internal and see what might need some TLC today. And then from here, I'm going to invite you to start taking a yogic breath, or breathing in through the nose and conditioning, circular breaths, and then out through the mouth or through the nose for the next 3 or so breaths. Noticing the sounds around. And then I'm going to invite you to, if it's in your practice, take a yogic breath, which is that slight constriction on the outer breath in the back of your throat that comes to a bit of an ocean sound, or like the sound that you have when you put the shell of a shell to your ear. Right, we'll do 3 more. One, 2, 3. So crack open your eyes. All right, take a few blinks, and we've arrived now onto our mat. So from here, we're going to put our hands in front of us, still keeping that nice, feeling our sit bones ground down to the earth. You could even still shut down your eyes. As we breathe in, our arms come up, palms up. We're going to scoop it together, and we're going to hold an imaginary ball or the block in our hands. And we're just going to bend forward as we breathe out. So this is going to be the movement. Breathing in, hands go up, looking at the hands, and then breathing out, down, touching the ground. So we're just going to gently warm up our spine, touching the ground. Last bit's the head that you can release as well if you feel comfortable with that today. In, breathing out. This one's different. We're going to go to cactus arms, what we talked about in breath, as we lift our arms, and then out as we squeeze our shoulder blades together and put our arms out. That's cactus arms, that's it. And then in to your range of movement, your arms could be in front of you, like absolutely perfect, and then out again. So we're going to do in, raise our hands, look at the sky, and then out as we loosen up our shoulders. Inhale, exhale. One more like this, inhaling through the nose, noticing what we're feeling now, and then exhaling. Inhaling, last time, exhaling. Shaking that off for a moment. And then we're going to do some seated twists now. So inhaling, and then exhaling, turning to your left. Arm around the side, if that works for you. Lengthening the spine and then looking to your right. Inhaling, and then twisting over to the left. We're going to take 2 full breaths here, and notice what you notice with the air in your side body of your lungs. You know, are your ribs opening up? Inhaling, arms up. As we exhale, rotating around, imagining if our tailbone and the top of our head is a skewer, we're rotating on that plane. Inhale, exhale, see where the air is going. Exhaling, last one now. Inhale as we come up to the right, and then exhale as we rotate around to the left. Inhaling twice. Last one. Inhaling, hands up, and hands down. All right, so let's now make our way to our hands and feet, to all fours and our tabletop position. So we should be getting used to our tabletop now as well. Take your time. There's no rush in our veteran yoga. There's no requirement to rush, and it's just all about making sure that we can get the right movement, connecting the body to our movements. Excellent work there, Terry, making sure that we can have our alignment. So ensuring our hands are splayed, slightly open, right? Hands underneath our shoulders, shoulder width apart. We can see that. Our knees also underneath our hips. Excellent work there. Neutral gaze, which is usually 45 degrees there. So our neck is in a neutral position. And we're going to do some cat-cows now. So we're going to inhale. As we inhale, we're going to dip our belly, lift our tailbone, and poke our chest out like we're receiving a medal. Right? And then exhaling, tucking our tailbone, pushing our spine up and curling up into angry cat. Pushing away with our feet, our hands and our knees. Inhaling as we stick our chest out into cow, and then exhaling as we round our back and then tuck our chin in last. We'll do a couple more of these. Right, in your own time. And starting to connect your breath to your movement. Excellent. And before I mention, you can be intuitive with this as well. So feel free if you want to do some circles like I'm going to do. You inhale and you exhale. That's cool as well. So we can bend our elbows or continue to do the same ones. And then last 2 or 3 again. And we'll meet in neutral table. So wagging the tail, that's a good one there to stretch the side. We'll do a couple of those, and then we'll finish up in a moment, and I'll meet you at neutral table. Balancing table, sorry. Sorry. In tabletop. Geez, where's my head today with the words? Oh, I should have warmed up my the jaws as well. Alrighty guys, so from here, excellent work. What we're going to do now today is it's called thread the needle. I'm going to introduce a new session, and you might want your block if you've got the shoulders and as we're warming up our spine. So from here I'm going to demonstrate, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. So from here, we're going to go with our right hand. I'll demonstrate. Inhaling, lifting the arms like the wing of a bird, and then exhaling, we're going to thread our arms through, and then place our shoulder down, and our head, if that's available to us, down like this. Right, supporting with our left hand, and then coming through with our arm. It's called thread the needle, and it stretches our back shoulders. All right, inhaling and then back down. All right, so with me, all right, I'll talk you through it. So using the right hand side this time, so your right hand is the one that's going to lift up. So we're going to breathe in as we sort of rotate around and look around. So we're just rotating our chest as we look at our hands, the tip of our hands, and then as we exhale, we're going to turn our head and rotate our body and thread that needle. Right, there we go. Okay, so if that's excellent work, so you can put your shoulder down. Excellent from there, so we don't need to force it. Your hand on your left hand side is there for support. If that's too much for your practice, you can use a block, and we're going to hold it there for 2 breaths, inhaling, and you can put your shoulder there onto a block. One more time. Excellent work. Inhaling as we come out of that now. Excellent work, Terry. Exhaling, hand looking up, so we reverse it, and then placing the right hand back down. All right, so we're going to do that now with our left hand. Okay, so we're going to inhale and rotate around. Excellent work there. We just go as far as what you can do without pushing it too far, and then exhaling as we thread our hand through the needle, right through that space, looking to the right and then dipping the shoulder down. Excellent. And also remembering that you can use, and taking 2 breaths here, right, 1, and seeing where you notice the air goes in the space. Inhaling as we come out of that, seeing if you could lengthen the inhale and back down. Right, we're going to do this thread the needle 2 more times with 2 breaths in the pose. Okay, how are the shoulders with that one?
Not too bad, but it needs to, it's always better to have your head supporting as well.
Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree. So I'm going to talk with that one there. So as you inhale, right hand this time. Okay, inhale. Right hand comes up, and we're going to switch around, and then exhaling as we thread the needle. Yes, you can place your shoulder here, and you can also place your head here as well if you need. Yeah, if that works out, or adjust the blocks as you need with 2 extra breaths. Is that feeling more supported for you? Yeah? Remember, we don't want to be in pain, so if there's slight discomfort from stretching, right, and then inhaling. Excellent. As we come out of that, hands up, and then back down to tabletop. Okay, we're going to do that same side again, so then that way the blocks are still set in that position. Okay, for you guys viewing this on demand, so you could please, we'll do it on the same side again, but also set the blocks up like I'll be showing you here now. So we'll do this, and I'm doing the right hand side. We're going to do the right hand side 1 more time. Okay, so we're going to inhale up, looking at our hands, and then exhaling as we thread the needle. Start to lower the shoulders and then our head as well. You can adjust that as required, and you could also adjust the height of it. Okay, so 2 breaths here. Excellent work. Inhaling, coming out of that now, looking at the hand, pause, 2, 3, and exhaling down. So let's switch that around now. I'm going to switch sides here so that you can see that on the camera. All right, so from here, we're going to set up on the left hand side. Excellent work there, Terry. All right, so that'll be right for your head. Setting up our blocks, and then it's the left hand side this time. So inhaling, left hand looking up, and then exhaling as we rotate our body, threading our hand through the needle, placing our shoulders down. Last thing is our heads, and then using the open hand there to support, pushing down away from the ground, as much support as you need with 2 extra breaths here. 1 more. Inhaling to come out, looking at the hand, and exhaling back down to tabletop. You can shake out for a moment, and then we'll do one last one. Excellent work. See, all of this is about warming up that spine, warming up our shoulders, getting some twists in. All right, so we'll meet at and tabletop, and we'll go in for that last one for threaded needle. All right, so inhaling, hand looking up, the other hand looks up. Excellent work there. And then exhaling as a hand threads the needle, shoulder comes down, head comes down, and then we're set in this position. That's it. All right, moving away from any pain. All right, and then 2 breaths. One more. Inhaling, coming out of it slowly, pushing away the ground with that supporting hand, and back down here. Fantastic work there. So did you find that having the blocks there was a bit more supportive? Yeah? Excellent. All right, cool. So from here now, we're going to warm up our hips a little bit. All right, so back down, staying in our all fours for the moment. All right, so we're going to do some hip openers as well. And so what we're going to do is from here, so inhaling, placing our left foot out, our left foot directly out, yes. So we're going to be pushing that, so that's facing the short edge of the mat as well, forwards. Excellent, yes, beautiful. And then we could rotate that foot around so that the blade of our foot is, you can bring the knee in, perfect. And then from here, this is the move I'll show you from this position is we're just going to come back a little bit like we're going to be sitting down on our heels. All right, that is the movement. So from here, inhaling, we could shift our weight forward a little bit, and then exhaling, shifting our weight back. All right, we're going to be opening up these insides of the thighs. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Excellent work. Exhale, push our hands away. Excellent. Inhaling, exhaling. So notice what you notice, right? I'll talk that through. So do 2 more inhales. And notice what you notice is that inside of your extended leg is where you could be feeling this stretch. All right, so inhale one more time. We come forward put the weights onto our wrist, as well as then leaning back, directly back with our hip bones. Excellent. We can also keep a micro bend in that open leg knee. Inhaling, coming back to all fours, and then bringing our knees in. Fantastic work there. Different side now. We could wag our tail. Yes, I think Terry's taken a liking to that one there, loosening up the hips for his golf swing. It's all about the hips. All right, so we're going to now take our right leg out. Yes. So you want that in line with where your knee is. Perfect. Keep that micro bend. Again, yes, fantastic effort there. Now, so notice now with your back as well, with that, is that we're not rounding off. So you still keep your gaze to that 45 degrees. All right, excellent work. So inhaling, shifting our weight forward over our hands. You'll feel that sort of stretch as well in your wrists. And then pushing back as we exhale. So with our butt towards our heels, inhaling, exhaling, and feeling the inside, inhaling, of our extended leg. One more. Fantastic work there. Coming in, inhaling, bringing the leg in. So from here, we're going to be working on a little bit of our core strength as well. We'll start off with this one here. All right, so from here, we're just going to be moving into our plank position. So I'll demonstrate first, and then we'll go in. All right, so from here, from tabletop, going into our plank and then coming back to tabletop is here. 1, 2, 2 breaths here in plank position, and then knees down, chest down into our modified sun salutation. All right, is that as clear as mud? I'll talk you through it. All right, so from here, we're going to be, it's just a modified one of what we've been doing in the last few weeks, and this will build on that upper body strength that we've been talking about. All right, so from here, we're going to inhale and then exhale, left foot back, directly back, keep on your toes, that's it. And then we're going to push away with the hands and right foot back. That's it. 2, 3, inhale, shift our weight forward, and then knees. Can we lower our hands? Keep your elbows in, that's it, as you were doing it. Oh, we're almost there, yes, we're almost there, yes, 2, excellent. Now push back into our child's pose, stretching out that back, and then inhaling, cool, coming back to all fours. All right, so for that one there, we won't try to lower down, we'll do our modified one as what we've done last time, is by coming forward and doing our baby back bend like we're doing our cow. All right, any questions? All right, so from here, inhale, lean forward a little bit, our weight is over our hands. Exhaling, left foot, exhaling, right foot. All right, and then knees back down, and then breathing forward, doing our back bend, and then exhaling, pushing away with our hands, drawing back to our feet into child's pose, where we stretch our shoulders, and that's excellent form there. Amazing form there, Terry. And then inhaling, coming back low, keep your hands low. So for this next one, when we come back, we'll do 2 more. Try and keep your hands low, and that'll help build up that upper body strength for the next one. Right, 2 more. So inhaling, weight comes forward, exhaling, left foot out, right foot out, plank pose, 2, 3, inhale, exhale, knees down, excellent, and then sticking the chest forward in that modified, that's our back bend, and then exhaling, butt comes back, hands, that's it, lower, child's pose. 1 more time, so inhale to come forward, now we're in our tabletop. All right, last one, so inhaling, shift the weight forward, fantastic work, exhale, left foot, then right foot, plank pose, inhale, 2, 3, exhale, knees down, and stick out chest up, excellent back bend, and then lowering our hand, that's it, or you can bend the elbows if that works for you, fantastic, into child's pose, releasing the head as the last bit, fantastic work, excellent. So then breathing in, and then you can come in and we'll shake that off for a moment. Excellent work there. All right, how's that? Okay, so from here, we're going to make our way now onto our feet. So when you're ready, I'll put our position here, tuck the toes, inhale, and then exhaling as we push our hands away into our first downward dog. All right, gaze to our toes, fantastic, pushing away with our hands, bending the knees so our chest, our belly to thighs is okay. And let's pedal out our feet just to be able to stretch the back of our Achilles. Yes, you can shorten that stance, yes, fantastic. And we'll walk up and meet our hands, or your hands could come back to meet your feet, bending your knees, right, belly to thighs. You can bend your knees a little bit more, belly to thighs, yes. And we could also use the block, inhaling, coming up slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. Fantastic work, beautiful. And then slowly as we come up, hands looking to sky, and then exhaling down the center line. And now we're standing. Fantastic work. We've come from the ground, right, taken the baby crawling steps now, and we're onto the feet. Jiggle it off a little bit. Fantastic work there. All right, so from here, we'll do 1 sun salutation. Actually, no, we've already done our sun salutations. My bad. We're going to be moving into our standing series, which we did last week. So from here, come up towards the end of your mat. Fantastic work there. All right, so inhale to set. We're going to grow tall, imagining that our feet are open, so pulling our toes back. All right, and then placing them down, feeling all 4 corners of our feet from the toe knuckles through to our heels. Feet are pointing forward, body's up, chin is slightly tucked, and we're gonna inhale, hand comes up, and then exhaling, moving, rotating our left foot, and then facing the long edge of our mat. Left foot back, fantastic there, to double width apart, fantastic. All right, so we're just gonna reset over here for the moment. Okay. So from double width apart. That's fantastic. Yes. So double width apart. All right, from here, we're going to be hands up. And then as we exhale, look to your left. Look to your left, and then we're going to rotate our foot towards the short edge of the mat. Bend the legs. Excellent. Bend that front knee a little bit more. That's it. Straight, looking at the end of our fingers. Fantastic work here. Warrior two pose. And then inhaling, reaching forward, flipping the hand, and then we're going to come back, scoop the air up, look up towards the sky as our rear hand comes to our thigh. All right, or in the teapot, whichever works best for you today. All right, bending that front knee still, and looking up, reverse warrior. So inhaling again, reaching forward, and then coming back, and then flipping the hand, and then pushing back on our knees. Perfect. All right, and then inhaling, hands up, hands on our thighs. All right, so we'll do that again. So that little flow. All right, so from here, fit double shoulder width apart, so you get that little bit more stance. Is that cool? A little bit wider if it's comfortable for you. Fantastic. Okay, from here, inhale, looking up the hands, exhaling as we bring our hands out to a T and rotate our foot. Oop, I lost my balance there. And you could bend that front knee a little bit more. Right, and we can do that by pushing on that rear leg on the blade of the foot. Fantastic work. So if you have a look now, looking your feet, fantastic form. Yes, looking over the head there. Amazing. Let's take 2 breaths here. 1, 2. Breathe in as we reach forward, flip the hand, and exhaling, scooping the air up into reverse warrior. Fantastic. You can put your hand in teapot if that works for you as well. And then coming back down into warrior 2. Fantastic. Inhale as we rotate the foot, bring our hands up, and exhaling on the thighs. All right, let's just shake that out for a second.
So when you rotate the foot, you don't bring the foot like this?
No, so we're just rotating. So basically what we're doing, fantastic question. All right, so from here, when we're double width apart, we'll just do this again for just the base, is the inhale. We're just rotating. And what we can imagine is we're opening up our hips. All right, so that's the bit there. We're not trying to move that in any way. We're just lubricating the hips and building on what we did earlier on with that stretch. So from here, so let's try that one more time. Just hands on hips. Inhale, grow, and then exhale, rotate the foot to the long edge of the mat. That's it. Now bend that front knee, and you can also push back on that back leg. That's it. Fantastic. And you if you can imagine your kneecap is over your toes, you should be able to feel your hip opening up. All right. So from there, inhaling, rotate the foot. Fantastic work. All right. So what we'll do that twice now. We'll do that exercise, and we'll do the full motion. Okay. So we could get the right foot going on. So inhaling to grow, and then exhaling as we rotate the foot, bend the knee, and push with our back foot. That's it. Right, we're opening up the hips. Inhaling, go again, and fantastic work. So from here, with our hands on our hips, right, we could loosen them up. All right, all great for the swing. All right, inhaling. Hands looking to the sky, imagining we're holding a beach ball or our block. Exhaling as we bring our hands down, rotating the foot as we practiced just before. That's it. Pushing equally on both feet. That's it. And then looking over our hands at the front as we're reaching both ways. 2 breaths here. 1, 2. Inhale, as we reach forward, flip the hand. Now exhale as we scoop the hand back, hand comes down to teapot or placing it on our thigh, and we're going to feel that side stretch for 2 breaths as we look up. It's not more so about how far back you can get, it's about keeping your body still in that facing the long edge of the mat whilst looking forward. So exhaling, coming back to warrior 2. Inhale, rotate the foot, hands back down. All right, cool. And then fantastic. So with the feet there, that's just keeping a nice base. So we're setting the base up for good balancing stands as well. Nice, strong, solid base. All right, just like the foundations of a house. All right, so from here, we're going to grow. Inhale, hands up, and then exhaling, rotating the foot again, looking to the left-hand side. All right, pushing away with both feet, bending our knees. Excellent. 2 breaths here. 1 more breath. Inhaling as we reach forward until we can't anymore, then flip the hand and then come back, scoop it back, and then our rear hand is going to be in teapot or on the side of our leg, and then we're looking up at our hand, feeling for that side stretch in our body. All right, 2 breaths here. Exhaling, hands out to a T again, warrior 2. Inhale, and come back now to wide-legged forward fold. Perfect. All right, take a quick break while I go and get a quick drink. Loosen up those hips. Shaking it out. Fantastic work there, mate. All right, so if you've any of our viewers at home have any questions, please send them in, and then I'll endeavour to be able to provide modifications or an explanation for you for your questions. All right, so from here, double feet width apart, we could come up to the mat again. Let's come up to the top of the mat so we can reset, and then we can practice as well, moving into that position. From here, mountain pose, fantastic work. Inhaling, hands up to the sky, and then exhaling, turning around the other way. Okay, whoops. That's it, we come into our long edge of the mat. So from here, all right, set your feet. We could come double shoulder width apart, toes are up, and you could feel the blade, your weight, right, if we're pushing on against our feet, on the outside of our feet. Fantastic work. So from here, we're going to come up here again, hands on hips, growing tall, exhaling as we rotate our left foot and then come into our stance. So let's have a look at this again. That's right, so that's our stance. We're pushing away with both legs. Fantastic work. And then so if we can imagine our chest is still facing the short edge of the mat. That's it, right, standing up straight. So from here, hands up, right, again looking over the tips of our hands, and then from here we're going to reach forward, breathe in, as we straighten our front leg. Straighten our front leg. Straighten your front leg. So from here we're going to reach forward to straighten our front leg. That's it. That's it. Now don't lock it out. That's it. It's micro bend in that knee. And then once we've reached forward, right, we're imagining, we're going to now tip. Fantastic. Right, into triangle pose. Your hand could be also here. We did this last week. It's like the teapot. Right, excellent. Inhale, looking back up to the front, and then coming back to the top. Right, so from here, inhale to grow, exhale as we straighten our front foot. All right, we're reaching forward, now we rotate. Hand comes down, so palms out. Fantastic, and we could look up, or you could have your hand on your hip, whichever way works for you, and we're going to imagine we're peeling open our chest, so we're opening that up with a rotation, right? So we're really working on a lot of back and hip opening today. 2 breaths here. And then inhaling, coming up, exhale, hands on hips. Fantastic work. All right, we're going to do this to the other side now. We're going to grow, and we're going to just turn our feet in this first instance. Inhale, exhaling, turning the right foot now, bending that front knee and then pushing equally along the sides. Fantastic. And then we could look down and then look out our chest and then maybe rotate that towards the long edge of the mat. Fantastic work. Inhaling. Warrior two, looking over the hand. And now we're going to inhale to set, and we're going to exhale as we reach forward, straighten that front leg. Once we can't reach anymore, we're going to rotate around. You can use your back hand as a teapot. Fantastic. So open up your hand, your lower hand, and bring that towards your calf, to your leg. That's it. You don't need to reach all the way. Right, now look at me. Perfect. Fantastic. Triangle pose. 2 breaths here. 1, 2, inhaling, coming up like a teapot. It's nice under control. And let's rotate around. Fantastic. All right, we're going to do that one more time on this side before switching sides again. Right, so inhale to grow. This time into full warrior two. Exhaling, rotating the feet. Coming out. Hands out in a T, looking over our hands. So inhale. As we reach forward, straightening the foot, pushing on our toes. That's it. As we rotate around, our hand could be on our hip. Bottom hand. Palm facing out. That's amazing. All right. So from there, look at me. If that's in your practice, perfect. 2 breaths here. And then inhaling, coming up, and perfect. And then to that long edge of the mat, coming up here. Let's rotate, meet us at the long edge of the mat. Fantastic work. Inhaling and coming down. All right, so that rounds off our standing series for the day. So we just built on our triangle pose, and that was looking even better than last week when we introduced it. So great work there. Each week we try not to add too much and we'll try to do too many new fancy flows, and the reason for that is in that way you get that sense of being able to see the improvement in your own body. All right, so let's come back down now to the ground. All right, and then from here, I'm going to take our knees and we're going to do just a little bit more twisting. All right, so from here, we're going to raise our hands or bending. And from here is just reach, and as we exhale, just have a look over the shoulder and see if you could touch the back. That's it. And we're going to push out. So this is like a modified half camel. And then we're looking over our shoulder if we can. All right, 2 breaths here. And then what we're going to be looking for is pushing those hips forward. So we're tucking our tailbone and pushing the hips forward. Pushing the hips forward without, yeah, that's it. Fantastic. Inhaling, windmill the hand over and bringing that down. Now we're doing the left hand side. All right, so hands up. And then exhaling, the left hand can come down to the hips. We're going to look around to our right, and the right hand is going to reach for your ankles. Perfect. Fantastic work. You can actually leave your hand up and also feel a double stretch if that's in your practice today. Inhaling, windmilling the arms up, and then up to the top and down. So if for a moment when we're here, I'll demonstrate. When I say windmilling, it means that our hand's going to rotate around in a windmill action. So from here, we're going to windmill over the top as opposed to bringing the hand up from below. So when we breathe in, we're going to come back up, meet our hands, and then come down. So that's the same with many other actions. This is the windmill, is that your hand comes around in a large round motion. All right, so we're going to go now again for our right hand side. Inhaling, hand comes up. Exhaling as we rotate and reach our right hand. Oh, sorry, my bad. My left hand, the left foot, left and right. All right, and then we could also feel that stretch. So we're looking now, we're pushing our hips forward, looking over our shoulders, and feeling a side stretch with our raised hand. Inhaling now, windmilling the hand up, and coming down. All right, loosening up one more time. I'll get my right hand side correct. Yeah, so this one here, so that side this time. All right, so inhaling, hands come up, And then exhaling as we reach up for our right ankle. Hips are looking forward, right? Excellent. Pushing our hips forward. That's it. Looking over at our ankles. Modified camel. And then inhaling, circling the hands back around and down here. Right, now we're going to make our way to our tailbone to an easy seat. Fantastic work there today. So from here, I'm going to ask you to put the legs out and we'll meet in staff pose where our sit bones are on the ground. You could have a slight micro bend in the knees or have some support from blocks under there if that works for you, right? And what we're going to do today is our knees to head, right? Head to knees pose, right? So from here, feet out, grab your left foot and then bring the inside of the sole towards your inner thigh. So bend that left foot, rotate it around, that's it. And it could be a two-part motion. Excellent. And then using the blocks, I'll grab a block to demonstrate. That's the motion. So from here, excellent work there, Terry. What you did there is the two-part motion is setting, knee comes out, foot goes towards the thigh, and then we can support our knee and leg in that way. So from here, we're growing tall. Fantastic work. And then exhaling as we imagine that we're reaching for our front foot or along our leg, and then we're reaching our belly button to our leg as opposed to reaching our head, even though it's called head to knee pose, right? That's it. And then you can also, the last part of the action is loosening off the head. 2 breaths here. And then seeing, and if you notice, right, inhaling, coming back up, and seeing if you notice whether or not the air that's going in from those side poses has been the same spot from the other poses that we've had. So now we're going to go back one more time. So from here, inhaling to grow, exhaling as we reach forward, forward, forward. We could flex our foot as well if that's going to be best for us today. All right, you can have that option as well as we're reaching out. So notice we'll take a couple of breaths here, 2 full breaths. Inhaling, coming back up and switching sides. So block out. We can now shift our leg back to the front, give them a bit of a shake out. Bit of TLC there. All right, and then we'll be aiming for our right leg to be bent now. So from here, grab the block on the other side. All right, inhale, that's it. 2 parts to it. You can use the block. Fantastic work. So what we're doing now is we're set. We're imagining that our foot's sort of peeling open. We're opening up that foot there like that. Yes. Pulling the front toes back. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Excellent work. And exhaling as we reach our hands along the legs. Belly towards our thigh. All right, and we could reach up with 2 full breaths here. 1, 2. Inhaling, coming out of that, and just shaking it off for a moment. All right, last one. Inhale, breathe to grow, lengthen the spine, exhaling, belly to thigh, flexing our foot. Fantastic work. And each side is always going to be different, right? What be okay for one week might be different the other week, and it's okay. You know your body best. All right, one more breath here. Inhaling, coming out of that, and putting the leg back forwards. And from here, we're going to do some windshield wipers. So yes, fantastic idea there, and that's where your hands will be, or you could put the blocks back a little bit. So from here is we're going to bend our knees so that it's comfortable, so they're still hip width apart, whatever's comfortable for you. And then we could sort of set our shoulders so that they're not our shoulders aren't up towards our ears, and we could have our elbows bend a little bit. That's also all right. So from here, if this is in the support, is just windshield wipering our sides up. You know, one side of your hip sit bone could come up, and we're just going to loosen up our spine, that lower part, as well as the those hip rotations that we've done throughout this whole session. All right, nice, very nice. All right, so we're going to meet here, and then from here, and start moving into a little bit of boat pose. From here again, all right, hands, we're going to set, we're going to inhale, one foot comes up, pointing the toes. All right, lean back, bend your, right, one foot, the other foot comes up. Right, that's it, point your toes, fantastic, and then both feet down. Right. Bit of core work. All right, we're going to start off, next one is our right foot. So inhale to set, exhaling, right foot goes up, exhaling, left, yeah, that's it, lean back a little bit, point your toes, that's it, 3, 2, 1, lower. All right, fantastic work. Loosen it up a little bit, and we're going to do one more for good measure. All right, you've done amazing work here. We're adding some modified boat pose, and this is some core work today. All right, so from here, set, growing tall, supporting with the back hands, exhaling left foot, exhaling right foot. All right, we're going to breathe in for 2, 3, 2, 1, lower. Fantastic work here in person, and as well as at home. You've done a great job. So from here now, you can actually grab your strap, and like last week, we're going to make your way to your back, legs out or legs up. All right, grab the strap, and then with our left foot, starting off with the left foot, is putting the strap over the foot. The knee up over the foot, holding the strap. All right, kicking the foot up so that our heel is facing yes, towards the sky. That's it. And we're using our strap to help guide that there and provide some support. If it's in your practice, you might want to also stretch out that right leg, if that works for you. So stretch out your bottom leg, or you could leave that there, perfect, if that works for you today. Inhaling and exhaling as we rotate our leg around to the outside. So rotate it out, perfect. Towards the street, excellent from our point of reference here. Right, inhaling, bring it back up to neutral, and then exhaling, switching hands, and then coming over the other side. That's it, now pulling it over towards the park side. Perfect, 2 breaths here. Right, notice to see if you could feel a stretch in your outer leg with this one here. And then coming back up to neutral. Switching hands again. And then allowing the leg to come out towards the street. Perfect. Right, and feeling our hip open up. That's what we're doing. We've opened up our hips all day today, and this is just the last bit here now on the ground. Inhaling, back up to center. Bending that foot, bending the foot and then coming out, and then switching the loop back to the other foot. Fantastic work. So you can bend your knee again, come over to the other side. We'll meet here. Right, perfect. Straighten the leg. Right, and then we can straighten our bottom foot if that works for you today. If not, you could also keep it bent. So inhaling and then exhaling as we allow it to come out to the side. That's it, opening up the hips, under control, fantastic work. Right, keeping that foot flexed. All right, so from here, breathing it up to center, switching hands, and then coming over to the other side and noticing to see if we feel a stretch in the outer side of the top leg. All right, inhaling back up to center one more time. Inhale and exhale, rotate the leg around. All right, and feeling for the hips. Fantastic. Inhale, bring it back up under control, switch hands, and then pull it over to the other side. All right. Inhaling back up to center. Removing the foot from the loop. Fantastic work there. And then from here, we're going to do some bridges as well. Actually, yeah, no, we'll do some glute bridges, right? So from here, our hands come down, our knees come up as well, right? Shoulder width apart, and bring them up towards your butt. That's it, and see if you can reach your hands. So if you can, you know, your hands may even touch your heels, or if not, that's okay. Palms flat on the mat, and then from here we're going to breathe in and then exhale as we sort of lift up our tailbone a little bit, and that's it, and tuck our tailbone. So we don't need to go the whole way up. Exhaling, lowering that down, one vertebrae at a time. So what we're going to be doing is imagining curling up one vertebrae at a time whilst pushing with pushing away from with our heels, right? So inhale, exhale in. So pull your belly button up, and then push away with your heels. That's it. We don't need to lock out. We don't even need to go the whole way. And then exhaling, lowering down one vertebrae at a time, uncurling. Perfect. Great work with the glute bridge. And now we can, all the work is done, so we're going to go into that final resting pose by lengthening your legs out. Right, straightening the legs out. 1, 2, and now palms to sky. Turn your palm. No, you can turn your palms around, so like that. Yep. Right, get comfortable. Close down the eyes, and we'll come into final resting pose. There's no need to shape the breath anymore. You've done all the hard work. Right, we'll give ourselves a pat on the back in a moment. And if you have closed down the eyes, with each breath and each exhale, just imagine that your body's getting even more heavy and connecting to the ground with each breath. And I'm going to shut up now and invite you to take several more breaths and noticing the sounds that you hear, the wind, street noise, or whatever it might be, the birds, wherever you are. From here, you can start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, come back to your body. Alright, you can keep your eyes closed if that works for you too. Alright, lifting your arms up overhead. Gonna have a full body stretch. Here, alright, tense the muscles up, and then let go. One more time, tense the muscles up and let go. All right, bringing the hands up overhead again, bringing your knees in and giving yourself a hug. Bringing the knees in now. That's it. Big hug. Well done for this effort today. Before rolling on to the fetal position, right, to your favorite side. So to the left or the right, whatever works for you. Roll over to your side. That's it. All right. Take 2 more breaths here. And then you can make your way up to our easy seat. And we'll all meet in our easy seated position. So, fantastic. Last one in closing. Excellent work here. Right, so support your other leg. Fantastic. And we're just going to do one quick breathing, so 3 rounds of alternate nose breathing. We covered off on it in our beginner yoga. But if you didn't get a chance to do the beginner yoga or haven't done that lesson, I'll talk you through it now. So I'll give a demonstration. So from here, we grab our 2 index fingers like this, and we place them on in between our eyes. And then with our thumb and ring finger, we can use that to block our nostrils. Starting off with our left nostril open, we close down our eyes and we breathe in. We close that nostril off with the other hand and breathe out through the other nostril. And then we breathe in through that nostril, close it off, switch sides and breathe out through the nostril. So it's breathe in through that nostril again, switch sides, exhaling through the opposite nostril, inhaling through that nostril, switch sides and exhaling through that nostril. One more round, inhaling through, switch sides, exhaling, last round, inhale, switch sides and exhale. Now you can bring up your other hand to prayer, thumbs together, bringing your thumbs between your eyes, peace be in mind, thumbs to lips, peace be in speech. What we say internally as well as externally is so important. And then come down to your heart center and peace be with what's in your heart today. Thank you so much for joining me in today's session and for allowing me to guide you through your practice. And I look forward to being able to see you on the mat next time. Namaste.